In today's video, we're going to be going over two major PlayStation 4 titles getting free updates, and those updates are coming very soon. In the case of one of them, Battlefield 5, it's getting a brand new game mode with Firestorm. That is its Battle Royale component, so yet another game entering the Battle Royale fray. And Devil May Cry 5's The Bloody Palace mode has been detailed as well, and that'll be available relatively soon. Also, we know that Gearbox has some major announcements lined up for PAX East on March 28th, and they are continuing to tease these announcements over on Twitter. Want to take a look at their teases. An action strategy card game hybrid and Golem Gates is coming to the PlayStation 4. It's coming pretty soon, and I want to give you guys the heads up on that game. Atomicrops is another new game coming to the PlayStation 4. Kinda looks like Stardew Valley, a pretty interesting game, and I want to give you guys the rundown on that title. And for those of you guys that have yet to check out Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PlayStation 4, it is getting cheaper and cheaper. Now it is available for just $36, and I do believe that is the cheapest that game has been thus far. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk Battlefield 5 and its Firestorm mode. That is Battlefield 5's Battle Royale component. The official reveal trailer came out today, and it was also detailed that the new Battle Royale mode will be available to all Battlefield 5 players free of charge on March 25th. Firestorm is Battle Royale reimagined for Battlefield. Dominate on the largest Battlefield map ever with epic weapons and combat vehicles as a deadly ring of fire closes in. Scavenge, fight, and survive to become the last squad standing. The game touts work as a team to unlock high-risk, high-reward objectives and claim the best loot while exploring a map 10 times larger than Hamada. Fight, unleash Battlefield 5's signature destruction with combat vehicles, artillery strikes, and an expanding arsenal of weapons, and then survive. Play together to share gear, revive fallen squad mates, and outlast the firestorm that incinerates everything in its path. You're waging war in this ring of fire. Objectives and reinforcements, combat vehicles have been detailed, weapons and armors, and there's more information to come. I'll leave a link in the description box down below where you can get a bunch of information. Do check that out, and I know Battlefield 5 has gotten a relatively lukewarm reception. The fundamental aspects of that game are actually quite good. If you want a quality Battlefield game, you're gonna find that in Battlefield 5. It's just that EA did such a poor job of marketing that game, and now it's just kind of seen as this commercial failure. It's readily available for around $30. It's $30 right now on the PlayStation Store. I've seen it as low as $24, so it's not like it's super expensive to get into the experience, and Firestorm is yet another layer added to the BF5 experience, and again, it'll drop March 25th. Moving on from that, a game that's been received very well from a critical reception, and it looks like it's doing very well commercially, is Devil May Cry 5. That game is just doing very well, and the official Twitter account for Devil May Cry 5 put this out today. Devil Hunters, get ready for the ultimate challenge. The Bloody Palace will open its doors in DMC5 on April 1st as a free update, so yet another free update. This is your wave-by-wave mode where you can fight endless amounts of enemies, and I do believe back in the older Devil May Cry titles there were about 100 floors. I imagine we'll get something similar. And there are rumors going around about another new character being added to the game with this update. I don't know if I completely buy that, but that is something to be aware of as well. Bloody Palace, again, will be dropping into Devil May Cry 5 as a free update on April 1st. So two major free updates are coming with Battlefield 5's Firestorm mode. That's a huge component with Battle Royale being added, and Devil May Cry 5 is getting a pretty reasonable update as well with another mode added in the Bloody Palace. In the case of DMC5, that's a pretty big deal because it is more of a singular experience with not a lot of replay value, but the Bloody Palace will definitely add to that. Moving on from that, a lot of attention has been put on Gearbox software recently with PAX East coming up, and we do know they've got a major announcement lined up for March 28th. In fact, they've got a couple of announcements, and they've been teasing a lot. Specifically, they put out one teaser yesterday saying time to tease another game for PAX, and I'll put a link to the image in the description box below. And then more interestingly, today, they said time to tease another game for PAX, and this is definitely something Borderlands related. Specifically, it looks like something Borderlands 2 related. It might be that Borderlands 2 is gonna get some new DLC, as it's a pixelated image, but you can clearly see Maya, who is from Borderlands 2, as a part of that image. And there were rumblings that BL2 was gonna get some sort of DLC to set up Borderlands 3. I would not be all too surprised if that's what they're teasing here. I imagine that come March 28th, we're gonna get the announcement of Borderlands 3. We're gonna get the announcement of a Borderlands 2 DLC to set up Borderlands 3. I think we're gonna get the announcement of a Borderlands 1 remaster, and I think we might be getting the announcement of other games as well. Gearbox is incredibly busy right now. We haven't heard from them in quite a while, so now is the time where we actually see some gameplay, we actually see something concrete, and hopefully, I've been saying it over and over again, but I'm hoping that Borderlands 3 will be out before the year's up. I don't think that's too big of an ask considering that they've been clearly working on this game for a very long time. Again, more reason to be excited for March 28th and PAX East. Alright, next up, I also want to talk about a couple of new PlayStation 4 game announcements. First up, we have the action strategy card game Hybrid in Golem Gates. It's coming to PS4 this April. The game sees player collect cards to form a deck and battle in fast-paced matches that blend elements of real-time strategy and card battles, and it first launched on Steam back in March of 2018. The game was received pretty well over there. Only 57 Steam reviews were posted, but 89% of the reviews are positive, so that's very good. And the game's About section says this: randomized drawing and quick unit placement means that you'll have to adapt on the fly as you formulate your strategy, add more forces to a battle to turn the tide, transform a scouting party into an army, place emergency defenses to respond to the enemy, or hide an outpost in a direction the enemy doesn't expect. The choices are yours, but beware, the enemy will do the same, and with the right glyph, your forces can be destroyed as fast as they were created. Key features include the ability to choose your own glyphs, streamlined tactics, and hours of unique content with a single-player campaign, challenge scenario, solo and co-op survival, local and online multiplayer, and more. Looks to be a pretty sizable game based on the price. It did release at $25 on PC, and I imagine the PlayStation 4 version will release at the same price. Another pretty interesting game that was just announced by Raw Fury is Atomicrops. Atomicrops is an action-packed roguelite farming simulator where you must cultivate and defend the last farm in the post-apocalypse wasteland, farm mutated crops, marry townsfolk, and kill every mutant creature that tries to invade. This is a really interesting game, and it's got an awesome art style. You'll cultivate ultra GMO crops, scavenge the wastelands of the post-apocalypse, recruit a herd of helpful farm animals, and maybe even find love, all while battling the swarms of mutated beasts to defend your farm, the last farm on Earth. So this is a very zany, wacky experience. As far as farming goes, you'll reap a bountiful harvest to sustain humanity and make a huge profit. Spend your money on gun and equipment upgrades to increase your yield. You can marry someone else. You'll fight bizarre post-nuclear pests starving for a piece of your crops. Turn your enemies into fertilizer to maximize your harvest quality. You'll be able to upgrade your equipment, and you'll be able to befriend others in the game as well. It has an awesome old school art style. We still don't have an exact release date, but this is a game to definitely keep your eyes on. Like I said, no exact release date, but it is said to come sometime in 2019. And lastly, I do want to give you guys a heads up on a great deal available on Red Dead Redemption 2 right now. 20% off over on Newegg, and they already have the price listed down to $45. And with the 20% off discount after the promo code, you will get it for $36. So that is a great deal for RDR2. Typically, Rockstar games did not go on sale this quickly. However, now with just about every game on the market going on sale pretty quickly, I guess Rockstar and Take-Two realized that they kind of have to compete. They've already sold an obscene amount of copies of Red Dead Redemption 2. Does it really hurt them if they discount the game a little bit? Of course, RDR2 is a phenomenal game. To many, it was the game of the year of 2018. It was either this or God of War. Marvel's Spider-Man as an outlier. For me, I did think it was Red Dead Redemption 2. I just thought it was a phenomenal open world, incredible storytelling, incredible cast of characters. Visually, the game was exceptional. And in terms of actually creating an open world game, in Red Dead Redemption 2, that open world really feels alive. It's not just an open world for the sake of being an open world. Rockstar knows how to cultivate the best open worlds on the market, in my opinion, and Red Dead Redemption 2 really shows that. And now that you can get it for $36 on the PS4, of course, that is an easy recommendation. And that is going to conclude this video. Again, Battlefield 5 and Devil May Cry 5 are both getting some massive free updates, with Battlefield 5 getting Firestorm mode. That is its Battle Royale component, and that'll be dropping March 25th. Devil May Cry 5's long-awaited Bloody Palace mode will be entering the game on April 1st as a free update, so that's very exciting. Get ready for March 28th because Gearbox is prepping up some major announcements. I imagine that Borderlands 3 will be announced, that Borderlands 2 DLC is possible, and Borderlands 1 Remaster, I think, will come to fruition. Golem Gates is a pretty interesting action strategy card game to keep your eyes on. Atomicrops is another interesting title, such a unique game in terms of presentation and playstyle. And check out that great deal on Red Dead Redemption 2, link will be in the description box below. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.